All right, I think we can start the question and answer section now. Um, so please, if you're in a place where you can show your video, it would be nice to have your video on when you ask a question, or like just as opposed to like just typing the question in the chat box. So I don't know, does anyone sorry, I think I should put on my video as well. Does anyone have any questions so far for Jeff concerning what I shared? I mean, okay, Jason Boy, you can ask your question.
Okay. Thank you, sir, for the wonderful talk so far. I'm really happy to learn from you today. I finished from Ife too.
Also,
I'm currently working in X suits. Sadly,
nice.
things have not changed. We are
Okay. Are you guys protesting now?
We are still on strike. We have not started protesting anyway. So which also it will be better. But my concern, and also apart from that, so almost the same experience, and I've always thinking of leaving medicine too. But I'm also thinking that the Nigerian factor might have contributed to the way the medical practice is in Nigeria. In your field now, since you've been away from medicine, even in private sector, medical private sector, you work in private hospital and they will not pay you, or they will be telling you, giving you a price that is so less worth to your time and the effort. Is it the same like that in other fields too, like Nigeria factor in other fields? How is it affecting, or will it just be better to just leave the country and continue whatever aspect you want to go?
I like that question, right? I said something that once things start spoiling in Nigeria, usually do not get better. It's very evident that's what's currently happening right now across all kind of fields, right? But the thing about the space where I have, which is where I can like talk about, is that the opportunity is ample, right? I have colleagues that have traveled to the UK. In fact, like almost 60% of my classmates that are medical doctors are now in the UK. Everybody's right, pass, then leave. Then I have a couple of them that calls me because they want to, start looking at doing things outside of the wall of the hospital. So for me, I feel that you still need to ask that question personally from yourself, like what do you really want to do? Where does your passion lie? What is it that you're trying to achieve? If you want to be a doctor and you want to be a doctor that is going to make solid impact, honestly, a problem in Nigeria to solve, so you can still stay and try and do things. If you want to be a rich doctor, I don't think Nigeria is a space, right? I don't think you can stay in Nigeria and be that rich doctor. People are trying it, people who own hospitals, but by the time you start checking people that own some of the best hospitals in Nigeria, you realize that they've gone outside of the country to practice, and you come back with like really amazing practice. For example, there's an Evercare hospital in Lagos that recently opened in Lekki. The people that worked on the hospital are like conglomerate of guys that some of them are not working in medicine anymore, like Emmanuel Okeleji. Emmanuel Okeleji is the CEO of Seamless HR. Seamless HR is an ERP company, enterprise resource planning company. Finished from IFE also, but he's not practicing. He was part of people that advised on building Evercare Hospital. The person that worked on Evercare Hospital as a whole wasn't practicing in Nigeria, right? I've met a couple of other guys that are doing innovative things in Nigeria in medicine. Most of them usually come back from better climes where things are thought better, where you have resources and you don't have to be begging patients to go and buy gloves before you see them in here, and there's water in the hospital, right? So the Nigerian factor definitely makes things way more difficult for you to do. If you are the type that loves big challenges and want to solve things in very like crazy climes, stay in Nigeria. If you want the best practice experience, you can travel and go and see how things are done there. I've never left the country to go and travel, but I've worked with companies that are not in Nigeria because I'm in tech. So I can easily send contracts and proposals in for projects and work with them on the design of what they need, right? That opportunity is there for me because I'm a tech, and tech has very low barriers to entry, like I've said. You can easily learn on your phone or your laptop and go apply for internships somewhere. And you recently remember that SARS was carrying some people in Nigeria. Most of the people that were carrying in Nigeria are young boys, because people have started saying that data space actually allows you to be able to make money easily, faster than you would with regular profession. And that's the thing. That space provides the avenue to make money. But again, it's an individual thing. We have to decide on what personally you want to achieve. If it's to make money, definitely there are plenty ways to scale yourself to be able to make money. You can choose to go and do a course that is outside of medicine. You can decide to leave the country. You can decide to stay and hopefully you get to work with like really big private hospitals in Nigeria that pay their doctors very well. And now also officers, I'm hearing that they're going to be paying them 50,000 naira in Lagos. So I mean, it's a crazy thing that we are in this space and we're having these kind of conversations, because the regular thing that will have happened is you practice, you become a doctor, you get a job. I mean, you should be settled, but unfortunately, that's not the case for us. So the opportunity is there, even within medical practice, that you don't have to work in the hospital. There's health informatics, there's bioengineering, there's genetics. There are companies like 54Gene that are currently in the country mapping out genetics for Africans, and they use tech guys. They use guys, doctors in the hospital. There's opportunity to work in HMOs. There's opportunity to work with the entire technology company. You just need to decide on what you want for yourself and find out as much information as possible about the space you want to go, right? I have all kind of friends that are medical doctors that are still within the field and doing something outside of the field also. So that opportunity is there also for you to be able to do things like that. I have people that are doing media. I have a medical doctor friend that owns a media company, and all he does is health education for his media company. There's a medical doctor that is already a brand influencer and still practicing, right? So being able to like see the avenues for you to do more helps when you are deciding on what you want to do. For me, I just lost interest because the circumstances were not what I wanted, and I figured I had plenty of skills. So why limit myself to working in the hospital? I hope that answers your question.
Yeah, thank you very much. That does. Thank you.
Thank you, Jason, for that question. Do we have any other question from anyone else? Okay,
I have a few questions.
Right, Lamdi. Lamdi, are
Okay.
you? Sorry, Lamdi, are you in a place where you can show your video?
Yes, I'm at work.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Hi, Jeff. Thank you for your time. So my questions, I have about 4 of them. First of all, what are the courses that you had to take to transition besides watching YouTube videos? Then my second question is, should I ask them one after the other, or I can ask everything at once and then you can answer?
Let's do one after the other so I can.
Okay.
Yes. So aside from watching videos, YouTube videos, I mean, I used to say I went to YouTube University, but I was so interested in design thinking. I used human-centered design, so I did some courses with IDEO. IDEO is a big design thinking company. I did some service design courses with AG Smart. And recently I just completed a Google UX certification course. So if you're interested in design and you want those things, I can actually make a compilation and share with you if you like that.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Okay, so my second question is, what's the career progression like? Is it as slow and rigorous as it is in the medical field, or it's different?
It is crazy in tech that they can have a 700% increase in salary in 2 years. So it's up to you to decide on how you want to grow, right? So recently, one of the people that we started working together is currently working for a UK company and is getting paid, like I said, here in Nigeria. He hasn't left the country. He just joined the company abroad. So for tech, the roles you need, senior, other stuff. But it's not about the number of years you spent working. It's usually about how good you are, how advanced your skills are, what kind of product have you worked on, So some people would have worked for 4 years and they probably have not done anything with their career. You don't have to write any exams. In fact, sometimes you don't have to present your certificate. The certification is just like kind of sales things in for you and say, okay, yeah, you've done training. But really, since I've been applying for jobs and since I've worked for company, nobody has checked my certificate. Nobody has even asked me for to bring my NY certificate or anything. Nobody cares as long as you can show the workings, right? So the career progression is usually very fast. It's not like medicine where you have to write all the West African and African exams just to be able to move through residency. And entry level salary are usually like around 150K. People get promoted in 3 to 2 months, depending on the kind of company they work. And because it's a very decentralized field, it's easy to transition from one company to another because your skills will always be in demand. And the better you are, the more demand you can make for your salary. So it's not like it's fixed and someone is there and senior registrars are supposed to earn this amount of money. Right. And you have the ability to freelance also and make some money on the side apart from working with the company. Or you can start your own business, which makes it easy. So yeah.
Okay, I think you answered my third question because I was going to be about the pay and what your job opportunities were like. So the last one is what is the workspace like in the places that you've worked? Any toxicities, complications, the whole medical elders type of atmosphere environment?
Sorry, is Chris still here? Oh, Chris is gone. Okay. So I work at WellaHealth. But I've had the opportunity to work across different fields. So there's something that's the culture that I've noticed a lot in tech. When you join companies, you hear things like it's a flat structure here. I mean, the reason why there's organization is because there's definitely an hierarchical system that helps in managing and overseeing things, right? But it's not like one person lords it over the other. So for example, my CEO, when I was in VGG, as a matter of fact, is $100 million valued company at the time that I was joining them. His name is Bumi Akinyemiju. Bumi, everybody calls Bumi. Bumi is an OAU, was an OAU, son of a professor in OAU, but went to abroad to study, founded a tech company in Nigeria. But you can enter Bumi's office and discuss with him at any time about what is happening. Conversations around businesses and innovations and idea is always flat. So everybody comes to the room, you argue, you drop your idea, you drop your discussion. Nobody's looking or overlooking your discussion. You own your space. So, and same thing with WellaHealth. In fact, at WellaHealth, the culture is so amazing because if you join the team, the next year you're going to the conversations, the way the meetings are, nobody cares about are you an NYC person? Are you an intern? As long as you have ideas that can push the company forward, you have skills that can make things happen, people are going to respect you and give you the honor that you deserve. The way it is in medicine, like you as a student, you go to the clinic, as officer will shit on you. Sorry for saying shit on you. Medical officer will shit on us officer. Junior you shit on medical officers, and senior will come and cause wahala, then console will come and those kind of things do not happen. And it's same with set OKRs and KPI. Everybody's working towards the same goal. So if you're slacking or not meeting a goal, you probably have session where people asking you, is your mental health okay? Are you fine? Is it the salary that's causing wahala? Like people are pampered in tech on like our in regular space. It's a bit rigid and very hierarchical. It's not like that. You don't have to start presenting things and be folding your hand and be scared that someone will abuse you if you made a mistake and you have all the money they spent on you training you over the years. No, that doesn't happen. In fact, startups are built, tech companies are built on plenty of mistakes. People are going to make errors. They will mess up, then they will go back and say, what did we do wrong that caused our customers to be dropping off? What did we do wrong that caused the system to be failing? then they'll start trying to fix it as fast as possible, right? So those things, it's totally different. I mean, you're not dealing with human life, so I guess you don't have to be very rigid on people, right? So
Thank you very much.
Okay. Thank you, Lamide. Do we have any other question from you? So I think one of the questions someone sent in, which I think you have answered it during while you're giving us your career journey, but question around like, so if someone is interested in this, like how do you go about resources? And because it seems like sometimes there are like so many resources and you're so overwhelmed with so many things and you're not even sure where exactly to start. So maybe for someone interested, like how do you go about starting?
yes, so for everything you want to learn, there's always like a foundation that you need to build on to start growing. So for design, it's always good to first go learn about the basics of design, things like hierarchy, consistency, and a couple of other stuff that's whatever decision we now have to make design on will be based on. But to do you one better, we might do something with DWS steps, right? I can actually create a Notion document that will create a pathway for people that want to learn UX, user interface and user experience design, what they need to learn and what they need to go through over time. And we can share it with people that are asking for it, if that's very good, if you feel that's a good idea.
Yeah, that is a very fantastic idea, actually. Thank you very much.
Right.
To be really appreciated.
Yeah, that's
They just put in the chat box also that she wouldn't mind getting a compilation. So to be really appreciated. Thank you. So do we have any other questions just before we have about, I think, 10 to 20 minutes left on our time? So we can still accommodate one or two more questions just before we close out. All right, Wale Bailey. Yeah, you can unmute and ask your question, but Bailey.
Okay. Good afternoon, Jeff. I'm supposed to show myself, right?
Yes, if you can, if you're in a place where you can. Yes, thank you.
Okay. Good afternoon, Jeff.
Hi, Mr. Wale.
Thank you for the.
Sorry, Jerry.
Thank you for the time and the story you shared.
Yeah.
Okay. My question is, okay, I would like to get the materials to, as Alamide said, if you are thinking of migrating to tech world, like what are the things you learn? And I think you talked about them, that you have some basic things on design and the rest that you have to learn first. I still have a question on product design, product management, and the rest. I don't know. I just feel like the migrating to tech world it's different, sort of. It's not a field I know. It's not somewhere I've been. But I don't think I would like the coding part. I don't think I can learn to code. I don't know. And I don't all those design, US, UI. I don't even think I'll do that. But for the product management, product design, do you need to learn UI, UX, and the rest, and coding to do product design, product management? Because I feel like the part that I want to migrate to, or the part that I'm looking to create a bridge from medicine to any other part, would ultimately, they all deal with products, sort of. If I'm going to literature and I want to work on a book, I want to work on any of the literature products, the food I have interest in, their product ultimately. So I'm just looking at a way of using the tech aspect to design to my own other field. So I'm just practically interested in product design, product management, product basically. So I'm more interested in the product part of the tech than any other part. So I don't know if you make any sense of my rambling.
Yeah. So I get so
okay,
first and foremost, right? it would be good for you to like get materials that can expose you to how things work in tech, the kind of career opportunities that are available, the kind of learning curves that come with, right? So there are technical and non-technical roles that work in tech. Let me first put that out there. So for example, technical roles involve coding, involves design, involves management, product management, sometimes involves project management. You see people that have to test the software that developers have built. Then there are non-technical roles like finance, like law, like HR, like I mean, there are plenty of roles like that, like operations and all, right? So those there's an opportunity to be able to work across technical and non-technical positions in tech. You can decide you want to do stuff like that. The other thing is that for you to now decide on what you want to do. Personally, I had a flair for drawing and sketching as a child, so it was easy to pick up designing as fast as possible. If you are someone with an analytical mind and you can learn, you know maths very well, and you can learn logic and things fast, coding might be a good place to go. But in talking about product management, so product management is like working as a mini CEO, right? You as the product manager need to be able to work across the entire technical team that's building the product that you are talking about. So for example, you're talking about, let me use something that you might be very familiar with as an example. This product, Okada books, you know Okada books very well. Right, so Okada books is a physical product that's meant for people to be able to read. But that software you're seeing on your hand, someone had to sit down and design it, someone coded it. All right, someone had to work on the server where it's hosted, someone had to test the design initially and see if it's working or not. There is a whole team that worked together to make it a success. And what the product manager does is to sit on top of that thing and make sure that everybody's role is made easy. Now, the other thing is that product manager works directly with the consumers. So say you're building something that needs to be sold to people. You need to be able to understand what the needs of those people are and bring it back to the team and say, oh, these are what my customers are saying they want, these are what they need. How do we bring these needs that they have back into the product we want to design, right? So that's why you notice that a lot of tech products constantly getting user feedbacks. They're constantly using analytics to check what is happening on the system, to see how users are interacting with the products, what kind of challenges they have. So this product manager's role to make sure that that user experience is always optimal. So it doesn't have to do user experience himself, but it needs to have a knowledge about user experience. It needs to have knowledge about, at least a basic knowledge about how code system work. A product manager needs to know how to use data very well. You need to be able to look at the data and make analysis and say, okay, these are solid decisions, business intelligence decisions that we can make of this data that we have. Product manager needs to understand people management very well. He needs to be able to speak to customers and educate them about the product that is building. So it's a field that is, like I said, it's a mini CEO role. But again, there are ample opportunities, there are a lot of roles. So if you feel that you are interested in moving to tech, you might want to go and check, watch, read content that explains like how progression of careers are, the things that people that are going to move to those careers are going to do. And you might be able to find something that actually suits your core strength as a person. So, yeah.
Thank you very much for that. That's quite explanatory.
Yeah.
Thank you, Mr. Jeff.
All right. So from your explanation, it seems like for people who want to get into tech but feel like they are generalists of some sorts, product management may be a good
be a good role. Yeah.
All right. Thank you.
And there are actually courses and programs that you can go do, paid courses though, that you can do for product management here in Nigeria. So I don't want to advertise anybody. So yeah.
That's fine. Dr. Sheikumi just joined us. I don't know if he has any question to ask guess I don't know. I know you just joined us, but joining this late may signify like actual interest in this session. So, do you have any questions?
Hi, good. It's after evening. Yeah. Good evening, everyone. I just joined in now.
Sorry, if you're in a place where you can show your video, it would be nice to see your face as you talk. If not, just your audio is fine.
Yeah, I think I'll go with audio right now. I just got back like from work, and then let me just say in a relaxed mood. So, all right. So my question, the same question I dropped on the Google form, was I think about funding. I just wanted Jeff, right?
Yeah.
To help me navigate. I mean, how do you go about, what are the options, and how do you navigate like, securing funding for a healthcare startup in a place like Nigeria, where I think I'm not sure how amiable that is to people, to investors, and to venture companies and all that. I think a lot of focus has been on fintech, has been on other areas of tech, but health tech is still kind of to the layman. Many people don't even know that health tech exists in Nigeria, even as much as the learned people may be familiar with it now. But the people that really may, for example, if you're designing a product for the common man, but they have to know it, but they don't even know it exactly. So it's still making its entry. But how about the guys that would love for them to fund it? Those guys that have the money that can fund our dreams. So how do we navigate that? Like, where do we even start from entirely? And how do we navigate?
Sorry, Jeff. Just before you start, Anthony, we have about 15 minutes left.
Okay.
So I would like, if it's midnight, this is possibly going to be our last question, and then we have 10 actually, not 15. So this will be our last question. So then we'll round up, so we don't have to rejoin again.
Okay, yeah. So Dr. Shefumi, that was a
thank you.
Yeah, so to be honest with you, digital health tech space is a relatively new space in Nigeria. To put into perspective for you, when tech boom happened in Nigeria in the initial phase, it was for e-commerce companies, right? The Jumias, the Konga, and a couple of other guys who were into e-commerce then got some of the best funding and the best, access to VC money for a while. Now, everybody's talking about building technology for the next billion users and making sure it's inclusive and more accessible. And Africa is now the focus, right? Basically because we, for the next billion users are people that are just getting phones for the first time and joining the internet for the first time. There are lots of those people that are in Africa, and it's now a focus for companies to say, oh, there's an emerging and thriving market here, so let's start putting money in, so we'll be the first ones to get in there. And when there's a boom, we can easily cash out on it. And that's what is happening with fintech. I mean, it's amazing what is happening. We've had 3 unicorns now. They're all fintech companies, so it's really right. But for digital health tech, so it's new. One is is very largely unregulated in Nigeria. So almost everything you're doing as a digital tech entrepreneur, you're likely going to be able to form and think around policies by yourself, right? Yeah. So then other than that, the COVID-19 kind of brought an avenue for a lot of things for digital tech space in Nigeria. So now people are actually paying a little bit of attention to what is happening in the digital tech space. So there are companies like My Pharmacy, like 54G, like I mentioned earlier, that now get some funding because they are in the health tech space and are doing amazing stuff. HMOs like Reliance and a couple of other guys are really doing very well. In terms of getting access to venture capitalist money. And even as well as health, we had a record number for the year in June. It was really amazing. Everybody in the team was so elated because now there's a shift in the dynamic. And everybody's now understanding that you don't have to get to the hospital to get the best care, right? You don't have to go to a pharmacy to get access to drugs. You don't. Companies like Nguvet are now like coming up, providing mental health care for people for very small money, like 7,000 naira. You can have access to it, someone to speak with you, right? And more news of companies like that are like coming up. Before now, it used to be people just designing management systems and hoping they can go and sell it to HMOs and hospitals and just give them something to be able to manage patients' record and all. But now people are way more innovative, thinking around maternal child health, thinking around telemedicine, thinking around, like for us, micro health insurance. Not everybody can have to pay comprehensive insurance. And what we do as WellaHealth is to now layer technology on that and break down the regular health insurance that companies like AXA, Reliance will give to people and make it affordable. And get treated for malaria at a pharmacy very close to you. We provide pharmacy with the technology they need, provide the people the access they need. And that is how things are happening, right? So if you're thinking to do health tech in Nigeria, you need to actually like look at the market and see what you can do at scale. That makes a lot of sense. Now, the thing about getting funding is you need to be able to show that the business is going to be profitable, right? Now, that's for people capital that will give you like pre-seed capital, seed capital, whatever it is they're going to give you. And they also grant, because you are working in data health tech space, you are kind of doing social innovation also. So there is always grant around health innovations for people that are doing innovation that are helping people live and progress and advance their life, because part of this SDGs is for people to have access to healthcare, right? So there are always grants, there are always things that are there for people that are innovating around data health tech to get money. So if you are building something, you constantly look for those kind of opportunities. Like for example, during COVID-19, we built something called Case Link for Lagos State and Abuja. That was more or less like a side project for us and the team, but we got around $7,000 for building it. And let's say we're going to use that for WellaHealth. I mean, that's some money. And recently I've been able to get like awarded some grants, Northskin and a couple of other companies with RE, because they saw what we're doing as innovative and helping people to get access to healthcare. So it's not dependent on how you want to position the company. And the other avenue is to, friends and family are there for you to get funding from if they believe in you, and you can sell the dream to them, right? But honestly, you bootstrap. There's no way you use personal money to build a system and try as much as possible to get users able to use the system to validate the idea and see how it's. Then you can always now say, oh, there's this system I've built. We have 1,000 users on it. This is the potential for large amount of revenue over time. This is the reason why we need money. We need to be able to probably build the tech better. We need to be able to reach more users, when you give investors those kind of reasons, and your pitch deck is tight, they always want to listen to you, right? But honestly, fundraising is not easy. I won't stand there and lie to you. You can speak to 1 million people and just 3 people will like, oh yeah,
get 1 million no's.
Yeah. Yeah, so you have to constantly 10x speaking to people. So if you are looking for one answer, you speak to 10 people, right?
Okay.
Look at them. Okay. Yeah. But honestly, the hope it's amazing. There's hope. Digital tech is going to be a big thing in Nigeria. So if you are planning to enter it, you can enter. There is also a group called Digital Tech Group. So you can drop your number here. I'll send it to someone for them to add you to the group so you can meet.
Okay, I'd love that.
Yeah, meet with doctors that are doing that. I mean, there are a lot of guys. The group is filled with people doing all sorts of things in digital tech, and they have regular meetups so you can have conversation, connect. So in case you might even be needing things that those guys have, access to their network, access to their resources.
Yeah.
Just for it to be there. Yeah.
Thank you very much. Yeah. Yes, that was very resourceful. Thank you very much.
Right.
And I'll drop my number because I really love to join the group and seeing what people are doing will keep me on my toes and keep refreshing my mind. I'll be able to share ideas with people, and I'm sure the answers will come bit by bit. I'll be able to piece it together.
If you drop your idea there, they will help you trash it out.
Exactly.
They will tell you what's good, what's bad about it. And it's, I mean, those kind of feedbacks are always very necessary when you're building a group. So I'm going to copy your number now and send it to Dr. Neto to add it to the group.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Thank you. And thank you, DWS.
Okay. Right. Thank you very much. We have just about 2 minutes left, so we have to quickly round up. So I think we should just round up. We've said a lot. Jeff, thank you so much for gracing us with your presence, and thank you for also offering to send resources for people interested in entering design and other things. And so with that, we'll end today's session. This recording will be available and should be sent sometime next week. And I'm also sure, Jeff, I think people can reach you if they want after. So I know if there was more time, we'll possibly have way more conversations, but time is not on our side. So you can always reach out to him.
Let me just drop my Twitter handle so you guys can have it.
On Twitter. I actually got to him via Twitter to invite him, so you can do that as well. Thank you very much, everyone, and have a lovely weekend.
All right. Bye, guys.
All right. Bye.